morning. Good morning. It is Saturday. I had to tell Monty to take a rain check because we got severe storms overnight. Like, these are legitimately very weird storms. Like, look at those clouds. Those clouds do not look normal. And I don't like it. And you can even see, like, it's like raining over there. And if I'm lucky, I might be able to get like a flash of lightning. And that's all it's been over there. It's just lightning. That's it. Like, oh, there it is. Yes, that is what we're dealing with today. I do not know if I am going to be able to even go fishing myself just on a bank anywhere because of how severe these storms are going to get. It concerns me. It genuinely concerns me. Bruh. Yeah, today was a pretty uneventful day. I sat at the shop for a while, like a hot while, and then we had some pretty severe winds, some pretty severe storms overall. Like, everything just got absolutely soaked. This video is not your typical Bass Busters YouTube. This is a story of how I got swindled. A couple months ago, I want to say maybe January or February, maybe even December of 2021 and into this year of 2022, I got a message from FCK Lightbars about getting a sponsorship and using their lights on the truck and everything like that. And they seemed really legit. They had a legit website, legit reviews, like people were posting about them, everything like that. And I kind of fell for it. The entire process started out as an overall, hey, this is so-and-so from FCK Lightbars. I would like to ask you if you wanted a sponsorship. And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go for it. So we went through the process. They sent me an application. And in that application, I had to include $25. So I filled out all my information, sent $22 to FCK Lightbars in California. And I didn't hear back for weeks, like literally weeks. I did not hear anything from them. And then I get a call. They're like, hey, we just got your application. Looks like you have the $25 in there. Let's go ahead and get things going. Like, what do you want? And I'm just like, you know, I'm really looking at getting the flush mount bumper bars, the bumper lights, because they were white with yellow strobe in it. I was planning on hauling with hot shot, load up, stuff like that. And I thought that would be like really nice. Like if I'm parked on the curb or whatever, I can flip those on and have strobes in my rear bumper. So I got sent those, and I have no idea where they're at because their harnesses and everything like that just don't work with any of the wiring or anything that I have. So I call them. I'm like, hey, I can't work with this. Can you send me something else? They're like, yeah, sure. What do you want? And I'm like, I don't know, maybe some type of, like, just something smaller that I know I can work with my regular 12-volt system. And they're like, okay, we have just the thing. This is like beta testing. These are prototypes. And these are like 100% top of the line, real deal. They're bed lights. I'm like, cool, yeah, bed lights would be great. Be able to see in, like, when I have my tackle bags, everything like that in the back, right? Now, no, there had been like 3 months between these events. 3 whole months. So finally, like I said, I contacted them again. I was just like, hey, let's go ahead and start these bed lights. They're like, sure. So we're gonna send you the bed lights for free. Now hold on, we can send you the harness on top of that for an additional $25.99. I'm like, okay, sure, go for it. So I get the package in the mail. I get all the decals. I get like the postcard. So, like, thank you for ordering from FCK Lightbars. Here's your code to give to your friends. We only request that you don't sell these or anything like that, or there'll be violation terms of contract. I'm like, okay, cool. Now, what I had to do with the lights was I had to give a product review. I got the lights. Okay. These are fairly bright lights. They're not plugged in or anything, but you can tell by the reflective just off the sun. These are pretty bright. And I'm looking at them, I'm like, how are these supposed to go anywhere? They want these to go in your bed, but you have to figure out a way to drill a hole in your bed, slide this in, and then with this nut, feed it under through the wire. So I'd assume that you'd have the nut somehow back in your bed, obviously put the wire through the hole, and then as you try to twist it, you're just gonna have a loose nut on the back, and then you're gonna be twisting the hell out of your wires. Okay? First of all, this thread's terrible. This thread is way too long. But okay, I looked past it. I'm like, maybe I can install these in my boat, install these in like my toolbox, something like that. Just to where I can have light somewhere, right? Well, I'm looking at them, and I noticed that these wires, these are like 0 gauge wires, okay? Super, super tiny, right? I'm like, okay, let's look at the harness. What does the harness have? This is what I received. This is the exact same harness that I got with the flush mount bumpers, or bumper lights. Take them apart. You got your switch, okay? And then you've got your fuses, your relay. Why do you need a relay for bed lights, okay? And I'm thinking about it, I'm like, this is the exact same harness that they sent with the bumper lights. This is too big. Like, I can't do anything with this. And I'm looking at it. Now, no, they sent me 4 lights, okay? They sent me 4 lights. These are the plugs in the harness. Massive, okay? You pull down the cover, look at how thick those wires are. Okay, those are probably, I'm not even gonna guess a gauge because I know I'm gonna be wrong. Absolutely massive. I'm like, this isn't really gonna work. Okay? Like, this isn't gonna work for what I need, what I want. So I call FCK Lightbars again. Call them up. And I'm like, hey, like, this is Liam Rosencrans. You sent me the bumper lights and those didn't work. Then you wanted me to product test the bed lights. And you included this $25.99 harness that ended up being too big for what I actually needed. Like, none of it's actually wired the way you would wire bed lights, anything like that. And they're like, oh, well, we're gonna have to get back to you on that. 3 weeks later, still hadn't heard back. And by this time, I'm out $124 from the bumper lights. And then I'm getting kind of upset now that this is March or April at this time, okay? And I'm like, okay, let's try this again. So I call them back, and I get sent immediately to voicemail. I leave a voicemail, never get responded back. I call again the next day. It rings. I get an answer. Hey, FCK Lightbars here. I'm like, hey, this is Liam Rosencrans. Oh, can we call you back here in a little bit? I'm like, yeah, sure. They hung up on me. I haven't heard back from them since April of 2022, April of this year. And I can't help but think, what kind of company is this? Where they're gonna say that you have a full sponsorship and you have to give product reviews every 90 days and you can either keep the product for one, okay. You can either keep the product after 90 days or you can give them away to gain followers so that your followers can have them and then they can be like, oh, these are so great, right? I'm not even gonna do that for them. This video overall is just I got screwed. I spent $124 on lights I'm not going to use on my truck at all. And then I had to pay shipping and an extra $25 for a completely incorrectly wired harness with a relay system, with end plugs that are just simply too big for the application at hand. And on top of that, lights that you cannot put anywhere with ease or anything like that. These are probably the worst designed lights, unless you're going in, like in my boat, on the corner to have like deck lights. These are worthless. Absolutely terrible, absolutely worthless. Terrible design, but I mean, quality, pretty good. I mean, Smooth metal, no plastic on it. It looks like it's all machine cut, everything like that. I got screwed. I would not recommend FCK light bars to anyone for anything under any circumstance. And I feel bad for anybody who thinks that their sponsorship program that they are so proud of will be worth anything. Now, I'm not going to give these away. I'm not going to sell them or anything like that. I am going to use these for my boat on some kind of a application. Maybe I might use them for deck lights. Maybe I might use them for when the new deck gets built, internal lights, so I can see what's going on the inside when it's dark out. FCK light bars screwed me. They screwed me hard. I am out $130. No, I'm out $140 with lights I can't use, and I'm probably not going to use unless it's for the application I just mentioned. I'm pissed. FCK light bars, do better. I want my money back.